Worksheet 29.3, number 28. We're given this graph. We have to write the system of inequalities for the graph, so we need an inequality for each of these two lines. Now we'll start with this line, this horizontal line. It's going through the y-axis. Now if you have a horizontal line, that's going to have just the y. It's not going to have any x because it's going through the y-axis. Now it's going through the y-axis at -2, which means that we only have to decide if it's less than or greater than the -2. Now we look at the shading. See how the shading's below this line? If it's below, that means it's less than that line. And since it's a solid line, that means it's less than or equal to. So this first horizontal line is right there. Now when you have this one not horizontal, now you have to think about y-intercept and slope. So we do have the y. The y-intercept is -2. Notice it's going through that same point at -2. So on the end it's going to be -2. The slope, notice that we're given these 2 points. We have these 2 points highlighted. That's going to help us with our slope. We're going from here down to over 1. So our slope, our rise would be down to our -2. Our run would be over 1. Which means when we write this, our slope in front of x should be -2. Now the shading is above this line we're looking at, which means we're greater than or equal to. Since it's still solid, there's no dashes, greater than or equal to. Now I've got my system of inequalities. There's the second one I had to write. And just a head start at number 29. Here it's horizontal, so it is y by itself. And what the heck, I'll just do 29. It's still going through -2, but this time notice that it's a dashed line, which means instead of less than or equal to, there's not going to be an equal to, and the shading is above the dashed line, so it's greater than -2. And again, there's no bar underneath because it's not equal, it's not a solid line. Now we've got this vertical line to go with it, and it's solid, so we'll have the line underneath. It's going through +3, but this time since it's vertical and it's actually intersecting the x-axis, that means it's going to be x by itself and not the y. The shading is to the left of this line, which means it's less than, and again that's a solid one, so that's or equal to. So this dashed line, the first one was that first inequality, the vertical was the x. There's both systems for 28 and 29.